What is up, guys? It is the Sportster Brad Walker, and welcome to the Walker Report, part of In the Zone Sports Radio. Hopefully everyone out there is having a good Thursday night. Welcome back, guys, as I was on vacation last week, so there was no show last week for either one of my shows, but I am back from vacation. Hopefully everyone had a lovely Mother's Day. This was the first year, guys, that I had my mom wasn't here. She passed away in January, if you guys are new to the show, of a heart attack, and this was the first Mother's Day I had missed not having her here in person, but she was still here in spirit. So I love her, and I know hopefully she's smiling down on me and proud of me from what I am doing currently. But hopefully everyone else out there, guys, whether your mom is here or is not here, happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. Hopefully everyone out there staying safe, getting vaccinated if you like to. I'm not saying you have to. If you are against it, that's up to you. But again, guys, that will be how it will be. But anyway, guys, the NFL draft was a couple weeks ago. We had that. We'll be going over that tonight. I'll be joined by Adam and Lewis here shortly. But guys, if you're interested in any In the Zone gear, head on over to squadlocker.com, type in the Zone Sports Talk Radio. Then that will present the shop for you to be able to order zone gear for your family and friends. Head on over there. They have for men, women, and children as well. All sizes are there. They have shirts, hats, everything that you need from In the Zone. Guys, the show is also sponsored by CreatingZenSpaces.com. That is the local choice in St. Petersburg, Florida for house cleaning, decluttering, pet sitting, and organization. It's about finding the peace within you and adding comfort to your life. And remember, guys, Zen Spaces begins with you. Be kind to yourself and one another. Guys, in case you do miss the show in its entirety, it will be on our YouTube channel, The Sportster Bradley Walker. Head over there, both the Walker Report and the Sunshine State Sports Chapter, which I will be live on tomorrow night at 9 p.m., part of NGSC Sports. And also, guys, I will be streaming live on Coast to Coast Entertainment. We're trying to figure out how we can do that. I'm actually was in conversation with Adam before the show started. Not the Adam that co-hosts this show, but another Adam on YouTube to try to get everything squared away to where I can be seen on there as well. Anyway, guys, let me go ahead now and bring in both of my co-hosts who are currently waiting in the queue here, and we'll go ahead and get this started. Let me go ahead and change over real quick. We are going to start with boxing. It seems to be a popular topic to talk about. So let's go ahead and bring Adam and Lewis in. Good evening, gentlemen. How are we doing this evening?
Evening, Bradley. I'm in yellow.
Yes, we are in yellow. We are in yellow this evening.
Wow.
I will wait for Adam. It looks like must be having some technical difficulties. I see him in the right-hand corner, but then I see him at the bottom of the screen too. So I don't know if it's audio only or
might be.
Yeah.
Nope. Looks like he's just audio only. Okay.
I'm driving home, so.
Okay.
And then when I get home.
Right. Okay. No problem, buddy. Okay. We'll go ahead and carry the
Carry on.
So you get home. Real quick, it looks like the fight between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury will looks like it's going to be $150 million for the that's just for the site that they're going to box it. I've had this article for a while.
For the venue?
Yeah, $150 million for the site for a site fee. So let's see what this is on ESPN.com.
Where are they?
It says Saudi Arabia.
The moon? Holy crap!
Yeah. It says the proposed site fee to stage the Tyson Fury Anthony Joshua fight in Saudi Arabia exceeds $150 million, shattering the record for any site fee for any boxing event ever. So this will top everything.
So
very interesting. Fury and Joshua, it looks like it will be, it said July 24th or early August are the tentative dates. They're each going to receive $75 million for pay, and then, of course, whatever they get for pay-per-view and all that stuff.
All right.
Anthony Joshua is 24-1 with 22 knockouts. Tyson Fury is 30-0-1 with 21 knockouts. Joshua holds the WBA, IBF, and WBO belts, while Fury has the WBC title. So this will pretty much, I think, solidify the heavyweight championship, whoever wins the fight. Like I said, it's either going to be July 24th or early August for tentative dates for this super fight. So it has not been.
I got to find a way to see this.
Yeah, no, I mean, I that'll be something that I definitely, definitely will watch myself. Either if I watch it at home, Lewis, or I go to a sports bar to watch it for free. Go there just to watch the pay-per-view. But yeah, I've had that article there for. Let me bring that back up. I've had the article there for a while, and I thought that caught my attention. 150 million for site TV in Saudi Arabia. So that's interesting.
I think that Fury wins it going away. Fury in 8.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Nah.
No. Who do you like, Lewis, in the fight?
Joshua is going to go the distance, but it'll not. But it'll be. I think it'll be a. Actually, I don't know about this. What kind of decision it'll make? I don't know. It's going to go the full distance.
I'm gonna be the real jerk here. I'm gonna say it's a draw. I'm gonna be the jerk.
I'm not being a jerk.
I'm gonna be the jerk and say it's a draw.
It's possible.
Oh, a draw?
Yeah, so they'll have to fight
another draw for Fury, so he has to fight a second time.
Exactly. More money. Yep, that's the way it works.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I have a funny feeling, buddy, no matter what happens, they're still going to have a second fight anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, they're scheduled to have 2 fights anyway.
Okay.
He's going to fight twice against Joshua, and then he's going to fight Wilder a third time, and then he's going to go fight a couple MMA fights and call it a career.
Okay.
That's what he said after the last Wilder fight before the world ended.
Yeah, I was right. That was right before the world ended. That's correct.
Yeah.
So
and let me talk to you guys about the world ending. I'm gonna vent here real quick, and I'm gonna use some foul language here. I know I'm not really professionally supposed to say this kind of stuff, but anyone that's out here listening to this that lives in the state of Florida needs to stop going to gas stations and hounding the gas. Guess what? We don't have a gas shortage here in Florida. That pipeline that was infected does not affect the state of Florida. So people need to stop going to the gas station and stealing all the gas. We don't have a hurricane. We're not under a Cuban Missile Crisis. So please stop being a freaking moron with this shit. Because I went today to get gas. I had to go to 2 gas stations to get it. And I'm pretty pissed off that I had to do that because people are going around, stealing gas, these gas stations. Guess what, guys? It won't affect us. Anyone out there in the state of Florida, you're a moron. Let me just say that.
It wouldn't if everybody had just gotten 1 gallon, 1 tank of gas to get them through the week, it wouldn't have been a problem. There would be more than enough gas to go around for everybody. If everybody had gotten what they needed. It's the toilet paper crisis all over again. Everybody thought that, and the toilet paper crisis is a little bit more understandable.
Yeah.
Because everybody thought that they were going to be stuck at home for 2 weeks and they weren't going to be able to go anywhere or do anything.
Correct.
This gas shortage is manufactured by morons being moronic.
By the media, by someone on social media.
By a dumbass.
Go and say, there you go. Correct, Lewis, a dumbass. On social media that said something stupid. Right.
It was one pipeline. It only provided 30%. And the other pipelines were going to increase capacity over the next couple of weeks to make up the difference. If y'all had just been patient and waited and just got 1 tank of gas, just enough to get you through. It's not like you're and just not go anywhere. If you didn't have to go anywhere, don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Right. Correct. Yeah. I had to vent somehow, some way to say that, so I thought I'd get that out right there.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Probably will re-mention it tomorrow night on my other show since it's all Florida sports based. So I'll re-mention it tomorrow night too. The other boxing story I have is obviously we all know now that on June 6th, right around the corner, we're going to have Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul in Miami. If you guys have not, did you guys? I can't play the video on here, or we're going to get copyright claimed again. You guys see the altercation between Paul and Mayweather? Mayweather went off. He went.
I heard about that.
Yeah,
but it was the other Paul brother. It was Jake, not Logan.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
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 Yeah. Jake got in Mayweather's face and tried to steal his hat, and Mayweather hit him one, dotted his eye.
Ooh, nice.
Nice. It's a farce. It's not.
Yeah.
People were thinking this was going to be a real fight. I'm like, this ain't a real fight. No. This is a joke. This is for shits and giggles. It's no more a real fight than Jones Jr. and Tyson. It's a sparring match. Yeah. You hit as hard as you want to get hit, and Mayweather will lay a couple, Logan will lay a couple. It'll go the distance, and it'll be a no contest. It'll be because it's an exhibition fight. So it's not like it's not a sanctioned fight by a sanctioned body. So Mayweather has nothing to lose, and if Logan looks good, he has everything to gain. It's a great fight for both parties.
Correct.
I'd do it in a heartbeat.
And you know damn well that you're gonna have almost $1 billion in pay-per-view watches, because all the YouTube crowd will watch just because it's a Paul brother. So maybe and you're true. Yeah. And your boxing fans are gonna want to be in on it, right? Because they're gonna want to watch Mayweather just destroy this clown. Yeah. Yeah. That would be nice. That would be nice.
Clown.
Yeah, correct. Not that he's listening to our show, but he is a clown. Nevertheless.
You never know. He might be.
Yeah, no. I doubt it. I doubt that. Yeah, I don't think he cares too much about
I wish he wouldn't.
There's a home run.
Wow. Sorry about that. I wish you would have let me close that out before you brought me in here.
No problem, buddy. No problem.
I've had that before too.
I just saw your picture pop up, and I'm like, oh, well, I can bring him on now. I didn't know that it was like that.
Yeah, I was trying to kill it out before you brought me in, but you went too fast.
No. All right.
It is zero beer. Ooh, we don't talk a lot of horse racing on this show.
No, we do not, but I had to bring it up. Obviously, the Preakness is this weekend, but the whole foreshadowing of the horse that won the Kentucky Derby failed a post-race drug test. Yep. Now, he is at the Preakness without Bob Baffert, who is his trainer. I believe Baffert's been banned, if I'm not mistaken.
He is
5 years from what I heard.
5. Wow.
Yeah, it looks like he tested positive for methylmenazone, if I'm pronouncing that word correctly.
I just say a steroid.
Steroid, yeah, correct.
Horse steroid or something, I don't know.
Medina Spirit is a Kentucky Derby winning cast and out after a positive drug test. Will start from a third position Sunday. Saturday's Preakness Stakes. That's the second leg of the Triple Crown.
Yeah. Right.
You know what? What happened? Okay, I'm just gonna go on a limb and say this. What happens if he wins that race on Saturday? What happens?
Oh my God!
What kind of drama will we have?
Oh,
we'll talk about it. We'll have stuff to talk about next week. That's for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of drama.
Do you know what I heard?
Yep.
I heard that the owner was claiming that the jockey did cough syrup before the race, and that's why the horse tested positive. I was like, okay.
Well, doping in horse racing is nothing new.
I mean,
it's been going on for centuries.
It's like cheating in NASCAR. You ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Right.
The article that I have, guys, is from CNN. It says women prescribed by vet is what Bob Baffert said. So the vet provided the ointment, but then again, here's my take on it. You should know. You should know what your horse is doing, right? I mean,
yeah. Alex Rodriguez didn't use any dirty needles either.
Right, sure. And this is coming through. And remember, guys, this is coming straight from the horse's mouth.
Or his hip, as it were.
Here's the thing. This is the first time that Baffert said he's been caught. So it's been going on for a while. And
come on, you can't incriminate yourself like that.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just saying. You know,
I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
I mean, you know, like I said, we don't talk a lot of horse racing, but again, I was on vacation last week.
Yeah. It was kind of an important story to talk about.
Yeah.
Excuse me for just a second. I know I've been late and behind and everything, but I'll be right back.
No problem. Yeah. I mean, there's the thing. I'm just curious if Lewis, he goes out there and wins.
Oh boy, we'll never hear the end of it.
Because at that point, then what do they say then? Oh, let's say he wins the Preakness, and then he doesn't, and he tests negative. Then what happens? Then how do you determine? I don't know what you do.
Because I don't think he'll test negative. I think he'll test positive again because I think it's going to be the same thing that's going to happen. Remember, once a cheat, always a cheat.
Oh no, I agree. No, I agree with that. I'm just saying it's interesting that a sport like this, again, I guess when it comes down to it, I guess you could cheat in every sport. I guess there must be a way to do it in every sport.
Maybe.
You know,
golf might be the hardest one. I mean, I guess you could use steroids in golf, but cheating in golf. There was what was that the other week? There was a guy that made a mistake on his scorecard.
Yes.
And they kicked him out of the tour or the tournament.
Who was the boss?
Yeah, you can be disqualified for signing an incorrect score. That is something that my uncle taught me at a very young age, to make sure you write down the right score, that when you sign it, that it's correct. Check with the guys you play with, because if it's wrong and you sign it, you can be disqualified.
Yeah.
It happens.
Thanks, Dawn.
I mean, as far as like cheating in golf, there are clubs out there that are. I mean, I just watched a YouTube clip about all the clubs that are out there that are cheating clubs. So they're out there.
Have you seen that video about the pneumatic club?
Is that the one that you don't have to swing it? It just takes off. I saw that.
You just push the button. Yeah,
they
build a club that's pneumatic, and all you do is you just hit the button and it goes.
Yep.
It's insane.
It's awesome.
And there's a golf ball too that I saw that goes straight every time. No matter how you swing, it will go straight every time. It's illegal.
And that's not cheating,
right?
It's illegal. It's illegal.
Yeah. I thought so.
I need Is it illegal in just a friendly? Because I need one of them.
No. It would only be illegal if you were playing in a sanctioned golf tournament. So no.
Right.
I mean, the same thing with the club you were just talking about. You could use that thing too, as long as you.
I know, right? we're gonna play around someday.
If you come down, Bud, for the 500, let me know. We can play golf in Daytona. I'm sure there's places in Daytona to play.
I put in to win 2 free tickets for next year's 500 because I got vaccinated, and they were doing a giveaway. So if you got vaccinated, you put in for it, and you could win 2 tickets to Daytona next year.
And
I'll be fully vaccinated next Friday. I get my second.
All right.
Friday, so I'll be fully vaccinated next Friday. So yep, I will be.
I got it. The only symptoms I had was exhaustion on my second shot. I slept for 12 hours. I felt great the next day. I woke up and I was like,
"You did."
I feel good. I feel fine. And
full body ache. So I'm hoping that maybe that was the worst of the two.
Yeah. The first shot was way worse than the second shot. I mean, I went to sleep and I was fine. So.
Yep. All right then.
Yeah, finished the knockout.
All right. We don't talk about this sport very often either. I think they're getting ready to start.
Do I? But I do because it's the opening weekend.
Yeah, I said they're getting ready to start their season, correct?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow opens up. Okay. Here are ranking the top 25 WNBA players for this year. And I'll go down the list here, and you guys can tell me whether you disagree or agree with it. Number 1 is Breonna Stewart. I think that's no shocker. You have Ajaya Wilson is number 2 for the Aces.
Yes.
Ella Del Don for the Washington Wizards. Candace Parker.
Chicago. She was still playing.
I like Candace.
Yeah. Nefasia Collier for the Lynx. Dinah Taurasi's still in the top 25. Yeah, she's been around for a long time. Arike Ogbawale, if I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Jaquel Jones of the Sun. Courtney Vandersloot, I think she's the rookie, right? Is she a rookie?
Yes.
Chicago Sky. Liz Cambridge for the Aces. Dewana Bonner of the Sun. Noah Abalmiki for the LA Sparks. Brittany Griner. I know who Brittany Griner is.
Yeah, I know that name.
Skylar Diggins-Smith. She's been a long, long time, too.
Yes.
Tina Charles for the Mystics. Sylvia Fowles for the Lynx. Julio Lloyd for the Storm. Sue Bird, I would agree with that.
Yeah. Is that Larry's daughter?
No.
No.
Okay. No relation.
She's actually, I believe, isn't she engaged to Megan Rapinoe? Or they're married? Too. I think they might be married. Yes. Diamond DeShields of the Sky. Chelsea Gray of the Aces. Natasha Howard of the Liberty. Angel McCourty of the Aces. Tolliver of the Sparks. Shanae Carter is number 24 for the Dream, and the final player is Denje Lene of the Liberty. So those are the top 25 that ESPN ranks top 25 WNBA players. I don't watch enough WNBA. I mean, I know who Breonna Stewart is. I know who Brittany Griner is. I know who Sue Bird is. Candace Parker is. I wrote an article about Candace Parker last year, so I know who she is.
You can't forget Diana.
I don't care for. Yeah, I don't really care for basketball outside of the tournament and the playoffs. So I don't really follow basketball.
Well, I mean, it was kind of cool because last year they were here about maybe 25 minutes from Brandon. So that their bubble was in Brandon, so it wasn't far away from me last year. But I saw the article about the top 25. I'm like, we don't talk WNBA very often. I thought, what the hell? We'll go ahead and bring that up.
Yeah, because I'm going to bring it up on my show Saturday anywho.
Cool. Yep. Excellent. Yeah. Well, the next one.
But of course, unfortunately, the Liberty get this shafted being at the bottom. Thanks a lot.
Well, speaking of basketball, I got to give you some props because your Knicks are in the playoffs. Come on now. Come on now. The Knicks are in the playoffs. Come on now.
Yeah.
The Knicks have made it to the postseason.
And the Lakers might miss. So
how
about that?
That would be hilarious. I think funny.
They'll make it.
Well, they don't. LeBron doesn't want to be in the. We'll talk about that when we get to the NBA. But
yeah.
Want to play. LeBron doesn't. He doesn't want to play in that playing thing. But his team has fallen into the depths of that. So I don't know why he thinks that he's going to get out of it. But whatever.
Because he's LeBron and he's special.
His ego is
He's got a 4-foot body and a 10-foot ego, and it's not working out too well for him.
Right. This happened a couple weeks ago, or about 3 weeks ago. I was watching. When I got my first shot, I was at Dave and Buster's, and I was watching the pay-per-view, UFC pay-per-view, and at that pay-per-view, Jake Paul was there in the front row in Jacksonville, Florida, and confronted Daniel Cormier. Well, Cormier came out and wants to fight him in a fight.
Was it Cormier? I thought it was somebody else.
No, it was Cormier.
Cormier.
It was Cormier.
Ball.
I remember seeing the clip. Cormier was one of the ringside announcers for the pay-per-view, and he must have passed by him. He saw Jake Paul as he was passing by, and Paul probably said something to him, and vice versa. And Cormier was like, "Okay, let's do this." And again, just like with the Mayweather fight, it's all for show. There's nothing about this. It's another payday for them.
It wasn't Cormier. It was the other one. It was the Oh, I can see his face. It's the old white guy. Oh, I can see his face.
Yeah.
Not the one that used to fight Silva all the time. Chuck Liddell.
Liddell. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He would go after Jake Paul. I mean, he's a little old.
He called Jake Paul out.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah, it was Liddell. It may have been Cormier may have said something too. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I know Liddell also called out Jake Paul and said you want to go anytime. You pick your spot, name your spot.
Yeah.
3:30, bike racks after school.
No, I mean the
Chuck
last
Liddell is a scary mother.
Oh, yeah, of course he is. Yeah, no doubt.
Even though Chuck's like 45 and been out of the game for 10 years,
wow.
I wouldn't want to meet him in a well-lit parking garage or anywhere.
No.
Forget a dark alley. I don't want to see him in a well-lit ballroom.
I want to see him within 10 feet of me. Forget it.
Yeah, right? Social distancing, Mr. Liddell.
Hey, you're
I get that doing for you.
What is it now? We can. It's 3 feet now. They cut it down from 6.
Did they cut it back to 3 feet?
Personally, okay. I don't want to be. I don't be in the same room with them. Never mind never mind distancing. I just want to be near them. Hey, how are you? Hey, yeah. Who are you?
Yeah.
Go.
I'm going. I'm leaving. Bye.
I would laugh if he accepted a fight and got his ass kicked. I'm just saying. It's Liddell. I would love to see that.
I've heard that Chuck's a really nice. All kidding aside, I've heard that Chuck Liddell is a really nice guy and he's really easy to get along with, even though he's like two of me. But he's a really nice guy and
just don't make me angry. Someone like me when I'm angry.
Right.
Yeah. That's true.
Cormier is the same way. He's a really nice guy until he steps in the ring and gets in the octagon.
Well, speaking of Cormier, what's your take on him? Yeah, he did win the fight, but he had 2 fights against Jones and never beat him. I think that's the only fighter he had a losing record against, if I remember.
Yeah, I think Cormier is one of the greatest UFC fighters of all time.
I'll give you that
personally.
Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. I you can't be not you. Everybody has their Goliath or their David, if whatever.
Right.
And to say that he doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame where he isn't one of the greatest of all time. I mean, look at his body of work outside the fights with is it Jones? Yeah, John Bones Jones. I mean, Jones was no slouch. I mean, it wasn't like he got and it's like it's not like he got beat by some schlub who was 2-13 and no. John Jones was one of the great. He's right up there. With Liddell and McGregor and you pick you say your ultimate card. Who would you want on your ultimate card? McGregor, Liddell, Jones, Silva, and Cormier. Those would be right up there. Obviously, they wouldn't all fight each other, but
right. That's funny. No, I mean, I agree. Like I said, if Jake Paul wants to, after I guess he's fighting Mayweather, if he wants to try to.
No, that's Logan.
Oh, Logan. Okay, so if Jake wants to get in the octagon with Cormier or Chuck Liddell, I wish him the best of luck because he's gonna walk out of there with not standing straight.
But when you walk out there in one piece,
he's not walking out of that octagon.
No,
he's talked too much shit to too many people. Yep. It's one thing. It's one thing to have a mouth and be able to back it up. But he's had 3 professional fights against 2 against nobodies. Two against nobodies. One of them being a former basketball player who didn't know a boxing ring from a donut ring. and Ben Askew, who is a clown, who's like 10 years past his prime, who hasn't boxed in 5 years, and he beat him. I mean, he looked good and he finished him early, but he doesn't have the body of work or the pedigree to step in the ring with a Liddell or a Cormier or anybody that's been a UFC heavyweight champion. He's a cruiserweight. He fights at 190, 195. Liddell is a super heavyweight, at pushing 260. It would be a clown show. If they had a real actual fight, it'd be a clown show. He'd get his ass kicked.
Well, it could be worse. You could fight one of us.
I'd take him on.
I'll
go down with
I will say this right now. If they said, "Oh, we'll give you $10 million to fight Chuck Liddell," absolutely, I go in.
I'd fight Jake Paul.
Or they
but for $10 million, I'll take it. Beating.
Absolutely. I'd be
like, my buddy was like the other night. He was like, "Would you fight 5 minutes in the ring with Mike Tyson? He gets to throw as hard as he wants. $10 million." I was like, "Ooh, $10 million and a nap. I'm in."
Yeah.
A wealthy man.
I was looking up, trying to remember who I had seen. Dana White was like, this quote here: "Are you kidding me? Dana White is not going to effing loan a UFC fighter to box Jake Paul."
Dana White.
Dude, I don't know, man. For the right, Jake Paul, for all of his faults and foibles, the dude sells tickets. I mean, I went and I went out to watch a Jake Paul fight. I didn't go out for any of the other fights that have been on this year. I'm gonna go. The only fight that intrigues me so far that I've heard is the Joshua Fury fight, and that's a fight that I want to go see. I will either go to Dave & Buster's, I'll go to the cigar bar, I'll find somewhere to go and watch that fight. That's a fight that I might even order on pay-per-view here at the house.
Right.
But other than that,
if you want, buddy, if you want to order it, man, I'll stream it on here. I'll watch it with you. Shit.
Yeah, we might do that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We can watch the fight and kind of react from round to round.
Yeah, I'll send you the stream key. We can go halvesies on it. And
I'm in.
All right.
I'm in, bud.
Sounds like a bet.
Report from Michigan that night. We'll have to see about that first. Now, as you guys know, I do several different podcasts around a given week, probably in a given day. But on weekends, I do a report for a guy from Michigan, and you know who he is. You know who he is, of course, Bradley.
I do.
Yes, you do. So Saturdays and Sundays at whatever time, we do like a half hour to an hour report of what's going on nationally in his area. But if I don't have the one that night, hey, count me in.
It'll be on late. I don't think it'll start until like 8 o'clock. So.
I was gonna say, being that it's in Saudi Arabia, are they gonna fight?
It might be early.
I mean, it could be.
It might be like a 2 o'clock in the afternoon kind of deal.
If it's 2 o'clock, yes. 5 o'clock, no.
Yeah.
Because I know when they fight on Fight Island UFC, the pay-per-views are like 9 o'clock in the morning.
Right. We'll have to wait and see.
It's from Saudi Arabia, but I mean.
Now, with that being such a massive fight, it may be like 2 o'clock in the morning, or maybe like 9 o'clock in the morning in Saudi Arabia. See, if they're going to hold it on a Saturday night, it may be, if they're going to actually have it out at Saturday night East Coast, it could be like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning in Saudi Arabia. I don't know.
What's the time difference?
I think it's 12 hours.
Okay. So if you
I'll look that up, guys. You guys talk. Let me look that up.
Well, because most of the prime fights don't start till like after 10, I think.
Well, main events usually kick off at 11.
Yeah, 11. So about 11 p.m. our time, which is 11 a.m.
11 a.m. their time, if I'm not mistaken.
Guys, they're 7 hours ahead of us.
They're only 7 hours?
Oh.
It's 3:31 in the morning in Saudi Arabia.
Okay. So,
okay.
Yeah, it'll probably be an early morning. It'll probably be a mid-afternoon fight.
Yeah.
I'm probably mid-afternoon there.
No, here. It'll probably be like 9 o'clock or 10 or 11 here.
11's good, but if it's 4 o'clock, forget it.
Yeah, because that would be.
There's gonna be prelim fights too.
Right. Yeah, of course.
Fight on the card. Yeah.
The main event won't start. Will be the last fight of the night.
Right.
Or afternoon or morning or whatever.
Correct. Yeah, I'm in. I'm definitely in, dude.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that way you can kind of react to it like we reacted to the draft. I won't be midnight. We won't start at 8 o'clock, go all the way to midnight. But
that was brutal. That was brutal.
That was brutal. That was my longest podcast ever.
4 hours show I've ever done.
4 hours.
I fell asleep, for Christ's sake.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
There's only two things that last longer. There's only two things that last. Well, three. There's only three things that last longer than that.
Go ahead.
What's that?
An Academy Awards acceptance speech. Sorry. A Stanley Cup playoff overtime game.
Yeah, but I'd much rather watch that.
And of course, tied between Titanic and Gone with the Wind in their entirety. Okay.
Lord of the Rings Extended Edition.
I was gonna say that's another long movie too. Get them all out. Get all those long movies out.
So the draft was the fourth longest thing on earth.
Yeah,
it's the Zack Snyder cut.
Correct.
Actually pretty good, but
oh boy.
Well, again, next year we can prepare a little bit more for that.
Yeah.
Depending on who's picking 32. If it's not important.
We'll find out next year.
Correct.
Right? Yep. We'll know in February.
Correct. The reason, guys, I bring up tennis is it looks like
all of them today, aren't we?
Talking about Wimbledon, possibly there will be a Grand Slam tournament in the middle on Sunday. It will take full effect at the All England Club in 2022. In addition to creating a 14-day event by eliminating a traditional break at the midpoint, the historic decision alters what has come to be known as Manic Monday, the opening of Week 2 that made Wimbledon the only major tennis championship with all 16 women's and men's fourth-round single matches scheduled for the same day.
Wow, that's insane.
I guess they're changing that as of next year.
Yeah.
It says both of these categories will drop in 2021 because of restrictions still in place amid the coronavirus pandemic, which wiped out Wimbledon completely a year ago. That was the first time since World War II the grass court tournament was not held, but the club held cancellation insurance that paid £180 million or $250 million in American.
Thank God they had insurance to pay for it, man.
Yeah.
Smart. A lot of the leagues don't have insurance. It's what that is why NASCAR had to get back going as quick as they did, because they couldn't afford to be off for very long.
Right. I think we're going to bring up another article concerning tennis, of course. Now, you're familiar with Naomi Osaka, right? Well, you've heard of her.
Yes. Is she the number one player in the world right now?
Number one, number two. I think she's number two, actually. But she was making a comment about she's conflicted about playing in the Olympics, saying how it'd be kind of tougher from what's going on in the world and whatnot. And she's not, she's unsure if she would want to travel to Japan to play in the tennis in the Olympics coming up, if they even have it, of course.
Yeah,
but, she's been causing very concern and thinking how the Olympics either she wouldn't move there or shouldn't think the Olympics should be played this year. I mean, we've already lost it once. I'm not condoning what you said, but I think we need it. I think we need the Olympics.
I agree.
From all what's happened the past year. I mean, okay, I know a lot of people are angry. I don't know why. You're protesting. You're protesting the Olympics for what? First of all, I mean, because this is the one sport. This is the one gallery of sports
event
all together. Well, I was looking for a different word, maybe a plethora or something like that. It brings the whole world together. For 2 weeks before we go and beat each other up.
I'm going to be honest with you, and you guys can disagree with me or not. I think the greatest trophy in sports is a gold medal. I mean, I know the Stanley Cup is great. Winning a Super Bowl championship, winning the World Series, winning the NBA title, or whatever league you play in is great. But I think wearing a gold medal, knowing you're the best in the world, you're the best in the world.
Yes, you represent your country.
Everybody in the world at whatever event you're in, whether it's tennis, swimming, volleyball, track and field, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Bobsledding, curling, whatever it is. I'm a curling fan, so I'll be looking forward to that in the Winter Games. But I mean, I hope we do get the Olympics, Lewis. I'll be honest with you. We need it.
Yes, so do I.
Because we had March Madness this year. We didn't have it last year. It was so nice to have the tournament back.
Right.
Yeah.
It would be a shame if we don't have we don't have tennis. It'd be a shame if we don't have the Olympics this year at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't get what they're protesting. For like to not have the Olympics. Why? I just don't get it.
And as of right now, no one outside of Japan is allowed to attend. You can't go. We can't go. Like me, the three of us, if we could go, we can't go. If you're out from outside of Japan, you are not allowed to attend the Olympics. It's already been said that already.
You get that.
So you're going to lose your. I mean, the Wimbledon thing. The reason I brought up Wimbledon is they're going to reduce to 25%. They have over. What did they say here? 500,000 people attend that tournament every year.
Yes.
Across the 13 days. That's 500,000 people. And that, you know what, I'll be honest with you, that is one sporting event that I want to attend in person. I want to be there for the full 2 weeks. I want to enjoy Wimbledon for the full 2 weeks. Yep.
Italian opens this week, or as I call it, tennis's fifth major.
Yeah.
I know they don't call it that, but I call it the fifth major in tennis. Look, if you can call the Memorial the fifth major in golf, you can call the Italian Open the fifth major in tennis. Enough said. And I'm Italian, so there. Any questions?
There's nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, nothing wrong with that. I mean, we're gonna have the second major in golf next week. PGA Championship.
Yeah, I thought they were going to keep it in August, though. They decided to go back to May.
Yeah, 2 years ago, before the pandemic hit, they changed the schedule.
Yeah, I just thought they were going to keep it back to August from that, but I guess they decided to just switch it over.
The way that it's going to be now is going to be the Masters, the PGA Championship, the U.S. Open, and then the Open Championship. So the only major that isn't held on U.S. soil is the last one of the year. That's what they're going to do, the Open Championship, which is
that in England?
It's in the United Kingdom.
Scotland.
Yeah, I think there are 7 or 8 courses that they rotate every 8 years.
And they play the bagpipes in that tournament.
They do.
Fun.
I mean, Scotland already started, so there you go. Scotland's where it all. Yeah. Anyway,
but be careful because around hole 14, you see the eyes of the Loch Ness monster, so you want to be careful where you hit there.
Well, here's I don't know if you guys.
I don't know what's.
You guys ever heard this? You know why there's 18 shots? You know why there's 18 holes in golf?
No.
Why is that?
There's 18 shots in a bottle of whiskey, and I reckon when the bottle's empty, you're done. So that's 18 holes.
Yeah. I need about a bottle of whiskey to play a good round of golf. Hell, I'd enjoy a round of golf.
You know what? Next time we do this show, I'm gonna bring my drinks and one of those seltzers I can bring because I think I'm gonna need it.
Hey, I'm already done with one. I'm on my second one already. And we're not even an hour in.
Not actual beer, just a seltzer. That's all.
I know the MLS has started their season because I was watching MLS soccer while I was away because there was nothing else I could watch on TV being on vacation. So I was watching MLS soccer while I was away. Here are, and Lewis, you can tell me about, this is the power rankings via ESPN. So tell me if these rankings are, you agree with them or disagree with them?
Okay.
Number 1 is the Seattle Sounders.
Yeah.
The LA Galaxy is number 2. The Columbus Crew is number 3.
Yep.
The San Jose Earthquakes are 4. The New York City FC is 5.
Yeah.
The New England Revolution, owned by Robert Kraft, is 6.
No.
The Sporting Kansas City is 7. Vancouver Whitecaps are 8.
Okay.
Orlando City, which I now will cover on my tomorrow show, is number 9. The LAFC is 10. The Real Salt Lake is 11. Nashville is 12. Austin FC is 13. The Colorado Rapids are 14. CF Montreal is 15. Philadelphia Union is 16. The New York Red Bulls are 17. The Houston Dynamo are 18. Atlanta United FC is 19. I will also be covering this team tomorrow night. The Inter Miami CF is 20. FC Dallas is 21. The Portland Timbers are 22. Toronto FC is 23. DC United is 24. Chicago Fire is 5. FC Cincinnati is 26. Minnesota United is 27, and that's the top. That's the power rankings.
Well, my colleagues in Washington are not going to be happy about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was watching the Galaxy versus LAFC. I think that was the game I was watching.
Los Angeles, yes.
Battle of Los Angeles. They were talking about that.
Right.
So I think when I turned it off, the Galaxy were up 1-0. I think they had just scored a goal.
Yeah.
Before that, before I turned it off. But being that, at home, when you're at home, you have cable, so you can watch it. When you go on vacation, you have no cable. So it's hard to watch anything.
Depends where you are. Depends where you are.
There was
I was gonna say the hotel room TV sucks.
Yeah.
True. You're right.
And
you don't get
Yeah.
You have basic cable, so you get ESPN and ESPN2, and that's about it. Maybe FS1.
Correct.
Depends where you are. But
I can't afford to stay at the Ritz.
If it's a first class hotel or second class, yes. If you're in a dive like a Motel 6, you're lucky if you get regular TV at all.
Correct.
Hey, at least I wasn't at the Motel 3. They turned the light out on you.
That's true. And Motel 2, they have no Motel 1 and 2. There's no electricity at all.
Yeah, right. Motel 2 is just a hole in the ground.
Oh my
God. Our own jokes, by the way, people on this show. We don't have a script.
No. Unscripted.
Unscripted.
As bad as it can get.
It can only get worse from here.
Oh, yeah.
I can only get drunker from here.
The MLS is, it is, I mean.
Yeah.
I'm not a soccer fan, so.
I am.
I know you are. I'm just saying. I'm not a soccer fan. I don't follow soccer. Soccer to me is only fun. I will say this about soccer. Soccer is a lot of fun in person.
Okay.
Going to an actual soccer match, because I went to several soccer matches when I was in college, and it was a lot of fun being there and being with the fans and getting to learn about the game in person, because in person you can watch the whole field and see everything that's going on. On TV, the thing about soccer is it's a lot like hockey. In soccer, you follow the ball. So in hockey, you follow the puck. And so when you're on TV, you don't get to see what the midfielders are doing or the I don't know the soccer position, so backfielders or whatever, or the strikers. You only see what the camera is showing you, and occasionally they pull back to a wide shot. But when you're there in person, it's a lot more interesting because you actually get to see what everybody's doing, and you can watch what you want to watch instead of having to follow the ball, go back and forth, back and forth.
Maybe they should have a glow, like hockey. They should have like a glow thing, like hockey, the Fox used to have the glow puck.
The glow puck. Oh God. Yeah. And NBC tried to bring that back last year. It failed. It failed just as hard as it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I plan on trying to go to a Rowdies game. That's a local team here. That's not soccer, but I'm going to try to go this year. I want to go.
We're getting a few MLS games, and if you do go, you don't want to go when it's raining. Oh boy.
Oh God, no. It's like going to a baseball game when it's raining.
Oh yeah, no, it's worse. It's just as bad because they're on the field, it's pouring rain, and they don't stop for anything unless you got lightning. But on that, even if it's a typhoon, almost they'll still play. And the group I was with, boy, were we wet after that game. I needed 3 showers that night.
I remember watching this is almost 20 years ago now, mid-2000s, watching a soccer game. And it was back before they started doing lightning stoppages, and they would play until they couldn't, in a monsoon. Yeah. I was watching it was European League soccer. I don't remember who was playing. It was 20 years. It was in England, and England is, if it's not raining, just wait 5 minutes, it will be. And it was coming down in buckets. It was just miserable. And it was like, why do you even want to do this? This is miserable. This isn't fun to watch. This isn't fun to play in. I couldn't even imagine playing in it. You got to be so cold and so stiff and so miserable.
Yeah.
Mm.
At
least you're running up and down, so you kind of stay warm.
I mean, I don't have to worry about baseball being outside because the Rays play indoors. Right. Actually, as of right now, they're up 4-0 over the Yankees in the bottom of the 5th.
I saw that.
Oh, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
That's what.
I to bring that
up. That's the game that's on MLB Network right now. Is Yankees.
I gotta give you one game. All right.
Yeah, that's
Yankees,
right. The Rays aren't my team, so you can have them. The Rays are not my baseball team, so you can have it. Okay. You can have that. I cover it, but it is what it is.
But I'm glad to see it.
WWE. Ooh. This is a topic I was hoping we'd talk about today.
WWE?
Yes, because I have things to say about WWE.
Do it.
Doing it.
Yeah, go ahead.
So last Sunday, E Network has A&E. Sorry, not E, A&E.
Wrestling, you mean the Golden Age of Wrestling, right?
And they had. I watched a bit of the Stone Cold, which I want to watch all of that, but it was on up against NASCAR, so I was in and out and was watching the race. And then they had it wasn't Bret Hart. The next one was Roddy Piper, which I watched a little bit of that one, and those were both really good, and I want to watch all of them. And then I didn't really watch much of the Randy Savage one because that one still hurts because I was when I found out he passed away, I was in Canada at the time. I got back. We were in the hotel room and we'd gone down to have a snack, and we were all hanging out. It was a school trip. We were all hanging out at the hotel, and we had gone down to have a snack, and we were getting ready. We had one day left. I think it was the last night there. We were leaving the next afternoon, and we got down and there was breaking news, and it was Randy Savage had a massive heart attack. He was only like 55 or something like that. He was still fairly young, and it still hurts, and it was hard for me to watch that one. But so I was in watching those, I was thinking about WWE again, and I was like, it's just not good. And then, I was going to watch this week, and then I forgot because it's not entertaining. It doesn't capture my imagination the way it did 20, 30 years ago. I mean, the Attitude Era is the era I grew up in. I know, I don't know what, when you started following it, Brad or Lewis, but I grew up with Hogan at the tail end of his career, Hogan, and Big Daddy Cool, Steve Nash, who may be the same guy, Razor Ramon,
yes,
Kane, Undertaker, Stone Cold, Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, when they were at the height of their power. And I was thinking, there's no one in today's game that captures that enters the zeitgeist like those guys did. I can say Stone Cold. I can play the shattering of the glass and everybody gets goosebumps. Mm-hmm. I can smash a beer and slam it back and everybody knows exactly what that is.
Yeah.
Where is that? And WWE is a personality driven business.
Absolutely.
It's not a sport. As much as they like to pretend it's a sport, it's not. It's all scripted. And everybody knows that. We've known it for 30 years now.
Yeah.
If not longer. People, we know it's scripted. And it doesn't matter. It's like any other form of scripted entertainment. Game of Thrones or Star Wars or Downton Abbey.
Game of Thrones. Don't mess with my Game of Thrones.
Or Downton Abbey, whatever. Pick your favorite, scripted television program.
Yes.
Nobody goes, well, I like Downton Abbey. He goes, oh, Downton Abbey's fake. I'm like, yeah, I know the dragons aren't real in Game of Thrones. I know Smaug's not real. I know they're not really hitting each other. Yeah, I get that. It's about make-believe. It's about telling me a story that I can engage with, like Rock and Triple H or Rock and Austin at 19. And the build-up and the pageantry and that Roddy Piper and he was never a face of the WWE. He was an important piece to what the WWE was doing at the time in the mid 80s up through the mid 90s, or I guess it would be the WWF at the time. Yeah. But he was an integral part, and the fact that you had guys like Hogan and Savage and Ricky Steamboat at the top of the card, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat at the top of the card. It's so important to have. You got to have your top guys, you got to have your stars, your faces, but the mid card has to sell too. I haven't turned on WWE in 3-4 months, or 5 months now. I haven't turned on a WWE programming since December. I watched one segment of SmackDown, when this is a retread of something I saw 20 years ago and turned it off. Now, you had something to say about WWE? I'll let you go ahead.
Oh, the article that I pulled up is that they're not concerned about how popular AEW is becoming.
They should be.
It says
they
right
should
here,
be. They should be.
Need to be concerned about AEW going on the road before they do. So obviously, AEW is leaving wherever they've been to go back to
doing live shows
before the WWE does. Yeah,
they should be. They should be very concerned about the AEW.
Yeah,
because the AEW, I don't like AEW. It doesn't do anything for me. It's no better than modern WWE. It just doesn't connect to me. You know, I'm not feeling it. I watched one program, one show, and I haven't watched since. And it was okay. Again, it wasn't horrid like the WWE is, but it wasn't any better than the WWE. Does that make any sense? Like, the WWE is trash.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, so if this is trash, this is leftovers.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make any sense? Like, you know, I don't want to go through the trash and pick up the refuse.
No.
But I don't want to eat the leftovers either. I don't know if I'm making any sense.
No,
The beer.
No, it's fun. I mean, if you're asking me, when I became a wrestling fan, I was a WCW guy. I was a Goldberg guy. Goldberg was my guy, but I watched the WWE brand or WWF because they had better stories. Like, my favorite wrestler growing up was Goldberg. I loved Goldberg. Goldberg was my guy. But I liked WWE better or WWF better because they had better storylines. They had more characters. Like, outside of Hollywood Hogan, who did and Goldberg and Sting, you know, and Booker. Right. And Booker T. I mean, you know, I can name a dozen stars from the WWF right off the top of my head. Kane, Undertaker, Stone Cold, Rock, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and the list goes on at Astra. But, and you know, and those guys aren't around anymore. And there's nobody coming along that can fill their shoes or they can elevate the brands above where, you know, if you think about the 70s and AWA, All American Wrestling, or whatever it was called, I don't remember. And then you had WWF, and the 70s were very much about traditional technical wrestling, and then it went off the walls in the 80s with Hogan and Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Jake the Snake Roberts and Roddy Piper and a half a dozen other guys that I can't think of off the top of my head. You know, and they created a spectacle. You know, WrestleMania 1, WrestleMania 2, WrestleMania 3, WrestleMania 4. When they finally hit their stride, WrestleMania 3, the biggest event, the largest event in the Silverdome's history. 80,000 people at the Silverdome to watch a wrestling show. And then it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger from there until it blows up in the mid to late 90s, you know, and you have all these crazy events going on in China winning the international, a woman wrestler winning the IC title. And then, you know, and then it goes on, you know, guys like Bautista and CM Punk and Randy Orton, John Cena. And then when those guys start getting older and aging out, there's nobody to come along and lift it to the next level. Right. And it goes back to where, and wrestling has reverted back to where it was in the 70s, you know, at least in terms of popularity. Mm-hmm. And there's nobody coming along that's injecting new entertainment. You know, it's not just so much new blood. I mean, look at all the guys in the mid 2000s that were retreads of their fathers. You know, Ted DiBiase Jr. Right. And Cody Rhodes, and you know all the second and third generation wrestlers that were coming along. You know, outside of Randy Orton, you know, who was Cowboy Bob Orton's kid, who was a huge in the 80s. Right. Those guys were coming along. And they weren't nearly as good as their fathers or their grandfathers. And so the product suffers from a lack of creativity and a lack of drive and vision. You know, and Vince McMahon got it stuck in his head that he needed, you know, we're going to do the Attitude Era,
but we're gonna do it PG. So, you know, the cussing, the swearing, the sexuality is all gone, but somehow we're still, you know, that ruthless aggression era of the mid 2000s. You know, from 96 to about 2006, it was must see TV every night or every week, every Monday night, from the Monday Night Wars to when they killed when they butchered the. I mean, it was a massacre. They absolutely devastated WCW. You know, it was funny watching a Mick Foley documentary. Mick Foley was going to be the champion, and WCW was live at the time, and Raw was recorded. And so WCW got information that they were going to make Mick the champion. And I forget who was on commentary that night, but right before the end of the show, I think it was at the 9 o'clock point, they said, don't bother tuning into WWF because they're going to make Mick Foley the champion. And they had 4 million viewers switch over to WWF. And Mick recalled calling the guy that was on commentary the next day. He left a voicemail. And he said something along the lines of thank you. And later on that week, he got a hold of his wife. And he was like, well, if when your husband gets home, just give me a call. And they talked for like 5 or 10 minutes, maybe 15. And he was like, it was the best thing for my career. And when WCW told everyone not to bother watching Raw because they were going to make Mick Foley the champion, and Mick, they got 4 or 6 million viewers to tune in that night, and then they picked up half of WCW's audience. It killed the WCW, because Mick Foley was an everyman. Mick Foley was you and me. He wasn't pretty, he wasn't buff. He wasn't the prototypical WWE superstar. He was an everyman, a goober who worked odd jobs and busted his ass to make it in wrestling.
Yes.
Yep. No,
I've seen my time. I think I've made my point.
Well, you did, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, again, I think they're getting ready to have another pay-per-view called WrestleMania Rewind or Payback or something like that.
Are they bringing Payback back?
I don't know what the next pay-per-view is.
Let me ask the Googles.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was their next pay-per-view. It might be this upcoming Sunday for all I don't know. Okay. So I know they were getting ready because they had matches. I was, again, something what you don't have cable when you're in a hotel room. You're watching what you can get.
Whatever.
Bring your internet.
Right.
Whatever's available. I am looking for next. It's hard to type when you've been drinking, apparently.
Yeah.
Is it Backlash? Is Backlash next?
It might be, but I don't really know if that could exactly be what's next.
Yeah, Backlash is next weekend. Okay. Or no, it's actually Sunday. Sorry, it's Sunday. Backlash is Sunday. Yeah.
Okay.
And then Money in the Bank, NXT Takeover. So they're doing 2 pay-per-views one night. Money in the Bank is going to be in. All of this is in Tampa, except for Takeover. The NXT UK Takeover is in Dublin. July is Extreme Rules. SummerSlam is in August. And then Payback is also it's slated for August or September. Then you have Clash of Champions in September, Hell in a Cell in October, Survivor Series in November, and TLC is in December.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the card, I guess, for Backlash. You have Bobby Lashley, who's the champion, versus Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman. It's a triple threat match for the WWE Championship. The Universal Championship is Roman Reigns versus Cesaro, and Roman Reigns is the champ. SmackDown Women's Championship is Bianca Belair versus Bayley. Okay. The Raw Women's Championship is Rhea Ripley versus Asuka versus Charlotte Flair, which obviously that whole, suspension indefinitely didn't last very long now, did it?
No.
The SmackDown Tag Team Champions is Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, who are the champs, versus Dominic and Rey Mysterio. And that's Dominic Mysterio. That's Rey's son.
Okay.
A Jack match between Damian Priest and The Miz. The Intercontinental Championship is Apollo Crews versus Big E. And the United States Champion is Sheamus, who's the champ, versus Humberto Carmelo. So, yeah, that's the card for this upcoming Sunday at Backlash, which I guess is in Tampa. So I guess I better be talking about that tomorrow night on my show since it's a Tampa event. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to ask you this. Is there a match on there that excites you? I don't really think there's a match that
no. I'm not jumping up and down.
Yeah. I'm not either.
Again, like I said, who's the star? Who's transcended the zeitgeist like Rocky? I mean, you couldn't go anywhere with. Okay, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I was at a summer camp in 2004, at a Christian summer camp, right? Holy rollers, hallelujah, sex on TV kind of people. Like, I was told at that summer camp that Grey's Anatomy was, I remember in 2005, 2006, I don't remember what year it was. Desperate Housewives, like all of those shows, all your suburban white mom, shows were nothing but softcore porn on television, right? But everybody had either a Triple H shirt or a CM Punk shirt or a John Cena shirt or Kane or Undertaker. Those guys. Wrestling. It's wrestling. It's blood and gore and but that was okay. That was okay. But there's no one in the business right now that is transcending into the zeitgeist like Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Generation X. Like, everybody was chopping. Everybody was chopping at this Christian summer camp. We didn't know exactly what it meant, but it was cool. It was freaking cool.
I know.
Well, those are the good old days, as they say in the
right?
Yes.
Real quick, guys. I mean, what are your thoughts? Obviously, Russell Westbrook now has a record for triple doubles, passing, I believe, Oscar Robinson.
Records are meant to be broken.
Yeah, well, remember we did a show like that where that was a fun show. What records we said would be broken? I think we said that this one would be broken, right? Because I
believe so. I'd have to go back and watch it.
I didn't believe you, but you said you did.
It was. I think Russell Westbrook. And it's the era of basketball that he plays in. I mean, and I'm not criticizing. It's just the way the basketball is right now.
Right.
It's points, assists, rebounds. I mean, he's got all three factors, man. He can go out and ball. Yeah. He may not be able to. Russell Westbrook on his own is not going to take a title. It's not going to win a title.
No.
He needs help, but I mean, who can win a title on their own?
Not even Jordan could win a title on his own.
Right?
No, he didn't.
Right? I mean, he needed Pippen. He needed Kerr and Pippen and Rodman. I mean, he was the first of the franchise until he was all the Bulls had for 6 years until Rodman and Pippen and Kerr and the rest of them all got there. I mean, I don't hate Russell Westbrook. Yeah, that guy.
That guy.
I don't hate him. I don't even hate LeBron. I know I'm not a big fan of LeBron because he's a prima donna whiny butt.
So is Rodman.
Rodman was the
word.
A prima donna whiny butt doesn't even begin to capture the essence of Dennis Rodman.
Right, but then again, he was up on this plan anyway. That's another story. Okay,
I mean, he did get to sleep with Carmen Electra, so I'll give him props for that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
Right.
And he's good friends with the dictator in North Korea, so you got to get.
I mean, you got to have friends in powerful places, right?
Yeah.
Hey, if it keeps him from pushing the button, I say more power to him.
Yes,
absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Russell. I mean, you're right about Westbrook because he doesn't have anybody where they can help him prevail with championship. I mean, he's doing all the work. The Thunder, or as I call it, the blunder. You know.
Yeah.
What really got besides him? Nothing.
Is he still in OKC?
Still in OKC.
Yeah, still in the blunder. The Thunder.
Yeah. Well, see here, guys. Here's how as of right now, I think the season's kind of winding down. Right now in the Western Conference, the play-in tournament would be the 9 Memphis Grizzlies versus the San Antonio.
No, he's in Washington.
Oh, he's a Wizard. He's with the Wizard.
Yeah,
Wizard now.
Yeah.
Okay.
See the Wizards.
Yeah. So it's the Grizzlies versus the Spurs in the 9-10 matchup.
Okay.
Then the winner of that game will play the loser of the Laker Golden State playing game. So the 7 seed would go. So the winner of that, the Lakers Warriors game,
or the Warriors,
Knicks, would play Phoenix in the first round, and then the winner of the Memphis San Antonio game, the loser of that game would then go to Utah to play the Jazz in the first round, and then it's Denver versus Portland, and then
going to be a good matchup.
The Clippers and the Mavericks are the 3-6, and then the Eastern Conference is Indiana and Washington. That's the 9-10 game. Then it's Boston and Charlotte in the 7-8. So again, the winner of the Boston-Charlotte game will play Brooklyn in the first round. The loser goes to play against either Indiana or Washington. Then that will determine who gets to play Philadelphia as the number 1 seed. And then it's Atlanta versus Miami. And
that's going to be a hell of a series.
And then Milwaukee will play the Knicks in the 3-6.
Okay, that's going to be a good one.
Ooh, I like that.
In the 3-6.
Milwaukee will play the Knicks. Okay.
That's how the NBA is lined up right now.
Miami's giving Philly fits right now.
Well, Philadelphia needs to win that game to clinch the number 1 seed. That's what I was told on ESPN.
The Spurs are beating the Knicks right now too.
Okay. This game, it's on TNT, so that's why I'm watching it. This game is 69-49. Okay, 69-52. With 7 to go in the third. Miami is ahead.
Okay.
And it was 20. It's 17. So I don't know. I know there's a lot of basketball left to be played, but Miami 17 is pretty insurmountable.
Miami's a defending Eastern Conference champion, so can't count them out yet. No.
And it's now
time
19 again.
Baseball.
Baseball.
Do you guys want to talk about what problems are facing MLB, or do the power rankings first? I've got those two up here.
We can run through the power rankings first.
Yeah, do the power rankings first. We got to break the bad news.
Yeah.
We can do the power rankings. All right, let me bring it up.
At least we have more than 10 games to look at now.
No.
Yeah, this is Bleacher Report's article after 6 weeks of baseball. Let me see where they have everybody ranked. Let's see, starting from 30 to 26. Number 30 is the Tigers at 10 and 24.
Figures.
The Rockies at 12 and 22. The Pirates at 14 and 20. The Twins at 12 and 20.
Wow.
The Orioles are at 16 and 19, so that wraps up the 26. Now numbers 25 through 21. 25 is the Nationals at 13 and 17. The Diamondbacks at 16 and 19 are at 24. The LA Angels are at 16 and 18 at 23. The Marlins are at 22, 15, and 19. The Royals are 21, 16 and 17. Now here's 20 through 16. Seattle's 18 and 17 at 20. The Reds are at 19 at 16 and 16. The Rangers are at 18 and 19. The Cubs are 17 and 17 at number 17. There's a lot of 17s in that one. The Jays, which I think now are 1 game behind Boston, are 6.
They're playing in Buffalo now.
Yes.
They're back in Buffalo? Okay.
Yep.
The Phillies are 18-7. Well, again, these records must be old because I think they've have more games now. The Phillies are 18-17 at 15. Number 14 is the Braves at 17-17. The Rays are at 13-19 and 17. The Mets are 16-13 at number 12. The Indians are 18-14 at 11. Here's the top 10-6. Dodgers at 18-17 at 10. The cheating Astros are at 18-17 at 9. The Yankees are at 18-16. The Brewers are at 7-19-16. The Padres are at 19-16 at number 6. Here are the top 5. The White Sox are 5. The Red Sox are 4. The Giants are 3. The Cardinals are 2, and the Athletics are 1.
Wow.
They have the Oakland A's, which are getting, I believe, right now. If I go to the scoreboard, the Red Sox are beating them 7-0. But again, I think it's just like the Rays. They're trying to win the last game of this series because I think the A's.
No, the Padres number 6.
Padres are a good baseball team. I was watching that game 2 weeks ago now. When they came back to beat the Dodgers, 9-8, 8-7.
I guess because they've been a joke for so long, it's hard to imagine them being good.
Well, right.
A lot of baseball left to be played. It's still really early. I was not expecting the Twins to be at 28.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how tough of a start they had.
Right now, the scoreboard is 3-1 Giants over Pirates, top of the 9th inning. The Red Sox lead the A's 7-0 in the bottom of the 6th. The Rays lead the Yankees 4-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Rangers and the Astros are tied at the bottom of the 3rd. The Rockies are up 3-0 over the Reds in the 2nd inning. And then here are the finals from earlier today. The Jays beat the Braves 8-4, which I believe what's his name got hurt.
Acuna, that was pretty awful. He come across the first baseline and came up lame. I was watching a little bit of that game earlier.
The Nationals beat the Phillies 5-1. The Tigers beat the Royals 4-3. The Cardinals beat the Brew Crew 2-0, and then the White Sox beat the Twins 4-2.
I see.
I think, is that it? Let's see here real quick. I think that was all the finals.
Yeah, it sounds right.
From today, Yes, okay. Yes, there obviously, there's plenty of baseball left. We'll be talking about this,
for the next 6 months.
It's
still early. As long as your team's at 500 right now, I don't think there's any reason to push the panic button.
Unless you're
well, I'm not pushing the panic button because I threw the panic button away a long time ago.
Yeah.
7 years ago when they let Ortiz hit with the bases loaded and 2 outs, down up by 2.
I remember that.
I remember that too.
I'm gonna need another drink.
Joaquin Benoit was up to pitch, and Ortiz had never hit a home run off of him, and he hit a home run off him.
A grand slam!
A grand slam!
Yeah, that was Torrey Hunter going into the bullpen and getting hurt. I remember seeing that. I remember watching it. Yeah.
Talk about a dumb
I'm
move.
going to need another drink.
So here are the biggest questions facing baseball as of right now. Baseball must decide what it really wants baseball to be. That is
3-9.
That is that. I agree with that. Can the MLB and the MLBPA actually get along?
No.
Nope.
Question. That's a very, very good question.
Never.
Not a snowball's chance in hell.
The new CBA needs to address the root of MLB's competitive balance issue. Yeah. So there's that. MLB must find one set of rules and stick with them. I can agree with that.
Well, that's agreeable, but is it going to happen?
The hell no.
Time of game versus pace of play is another issue that has been brought up.
Yeah.
Pace of play is so overrated. The only problem with pace of play is the fact that it takes so long to get to the next at bat.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I faster.
I think that baseball needs to stop worrying about baseball just needs to embrace what it is. Baseball is slow. It's tedious. It's boring. That's fine. It is what it is. It's baseball. You start trying to change shit, and you alienate, the bullshit of casual fans. There are no casual fans in sports. You're either a fan or you're not a fan. And there's nobody there, all these casual fans that show up for the first 2 weeks and the last 2 weeks are not paying your bills. They don't give a shit about baseball from mid-May till early October. And if their team's not in it, they don't care.
No.
Yep.
And so you can't worry about the casual fan. The casual fan kills your business. You've got to worry about fans like me, the fans that will sit here and watch 9 innings of baseball Monday through Friday, every day of the week, and twice on Sunday. That's a home run. Make it 7-0.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean,
you alienate the hardcore fans.
Yes.
You don't attract new fans by changing what you've been doing for 125 mother bleeping years.
Yeah.
All you do is alienate the fans like me that I grew up with baseball. I like baseball. 3 and 9, 3 strikes, 3 outs, 9 innings. That's baseball. It's slow. It's boring. If you're not invested from pitch 1 to the last pitch, you're not a fan.
Yeah.
And all baseball is going to do, I understand wanting to speed things up because it is kind of slow. But putting a pace of play, putting a time, putting a pitch clock up, or trying to speed things up, you save 3, 4, 12 minutes off a game. So instead of it being averaging a 3-hour game, it averages 248. That doesn't change anything. That doesn't bring fans. It doesn't excite anybody. You know what excites fans? Scoring, home runs, grand slams, doubles, triples, triple plays. Things that are interesting. That's what excites fans. That's what gets in fans, engaging fans where they live and where they are.
Well, I was just going to say, but the next one is the pitchers are just that darn good. Pitching is, there are a lot of
it's true 3-outcome baseball.
Yeah.
A home run, a strikeout, or a walk. True 3-outcome baseball. That's where we're at now.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Do we really need all those relievers?
Yes.
No.
It's time to address the shift. And then it is the next generation is here, now MLB must sell it. So what it's saying is the young stars like Juan Soto, Acuna Jr., Mookie Betts, Guerrero Jr., Tatis, Ohtani, those guys like that. So now it's time to sell those guys.
Yep, you got to push those guys.
But
if you take away the shift, all that does is it ruins defensive baseball.
Yeah.
The next generation of hitters will grow up hitting to their field, and they'll never have to learn how to hit the other way.
Yeah.
If you have a guy like Victor Martinez, he's a catcher and first baseman and designated hitter at the end of his career in Detroit. He hit to right field all the time. That's where he hit. If you don't shift on him, he's just going to get hits.
Yeah.
If you take away the ability of the defense to take away what he does well, you have another generation of baseball players that come up and only hit to one field. If the guy hits the left field and you can't shift to the left side, he just hits to the left side. He doesn't worry about it. You have another generation of baseball players that can't hit to all fields, can't hit to all fields for power, can't hit to all fields for contact. And it ruins baseball.
Well, here's the one question I want to say about hitting.
Yeah.
No one can bunt anymore. Whatever happened to the art of
That's what I was going to say.
Whatever happened to that? That was a pivotal play in baseball. No one can bunt anymore. Nobody can. Nobody.
No. Well, small ball baseball is boring. Get them on, get them over, get them in. It doesn't excite fans. I mean, and it doesn't. I'm not saying that it's not a criticism. It's a fact of life. Nobody wants to watch a guy go up there and bunt a ball down the third baseline to move a guy to second base. And that goes back into the universal DH. Both leagues need the damn DH.
Yeah, I think that's something that will, yeah.
Get the pitchers out of there.
Yeah.
I can't stand watching a guy who's won for his last 63. Yeah, occasionally you have a guy that comes up like an Ohtani who can hit. He can rake. Okay, fine. You can play him in both positions. But how many guys can actually rake as a pitcher? They can actually hit. They can hit for 300. They can hit for 250. Hell, they can hit for 200. They can bat above the Mendoza line.
Yeah.
Enough with the unwritten rules already.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
True power should reflect the talent on the field. MLB must let people actually watch the games. There we go.
Yeah.
MLB must invest in getting more kids from all backgrounds to play baseball. I would agree with that. That's you in your sport. So those are some.
They also have to invest in players that give a damn.
Well, that too.
You can throw money at every 12-year-old in the country, and if they don't give a damn about the game, all they're gonna do is take the money and go away. You can put $100 million. You can spend $100 million on improving 50 ballparks across the country. But if you're not putting ballparks in places where kids who care about baseball, it doesn't mean a hill of beans.
No.
Sorry, I'm fired up tonight.
Oh, that's okay. No.
Hey, but there's been other things about baseball that I mentioned. You've heard about what's happening with Oakland, right?
That they're going to move out of LA or out of Oakland. Sorry.
Yeah, they're looking to move out of Oakland.
Yep. California doesn't need 5 freaking teams.
No.
Would it shock you if they moved to Vegas like the Raiders did?
Nope.
Not at all.
Nope. That's where they're going. If they move, they'll go to Vegas.
Well, here's the thing,
or Oklahoma or Omaha.
Let's say that the A's do move out of Oakland to Vegas. Now a lot of people think, oh well, that just means the Rays will stay in Tampa. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. They can move to Charlotte. That doesn't mean anything.
Does Florida really need 3 baseball teams or 2?
No.
Is it 3 or 2? 2.
And
I couldn't remember.
Yeah, we have 2.
I mean,
they don't draw flies.
Nope.
No. Only if you leave the hot dogs out long enough.
That's true.
Yeah.
You can all this
wet teddy bear hit. No.
I'm actually writing an article about the A's and Rays stadium stuff right now. I'll have it up in a couple of days.
Well, the reason I bring up Omaha is because that's where the Little League World Series is played.
Right, I know, but it's not. I mean, it looks like a picturesque baseball town, but I don't know if it's going to support.
It's really not exactly a big market, but I mean, what else is in there? What else is in Oklahoma?
Corn.
Omaha.
Corn.
Sorry, I misspoke. And if you build it, they will come.
Thank you.
That is true.
Yeah.
Baseball has to remember that baseball is just what it is. What it is. It's baseball. Right. It's not gonna. Baseball has to remember to just stay in its damn lane.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to challenge the NFL. They're not going to challenge the NBA.
No.
They're just gonna have to punch with the NHL and worry about getting the fans that they can get. They're not gonna capture the cultural zeitgeist like they did 80 years ago or 100 years ago when they were the only game in town. It was baseball and boxing.
Right.
Yeah.
This push to get young fans involved in or get excited about baseball. There's so much more going on between your TikToks and your YouTubes and your video games and your computer games and everything, your console games and whatever else that they've got going on. Baseball has to worry about just getting the fans it can, keeping the fans that it has, and not worrying about trying to inject life and bring in new fans.
Yeah.
If people like baseball, they'll find baseball. It's not exactly like it's the most difficult thing in the world to find. It's not exactly the freaking holy grail.
Right.
I'm going to go find that.
Good luck.
Thanks.
So now we'll drink. I think, did the NHL playoffs start already?
Saturday.
No, they're getting ready to start, though.
So here are the brackets. The brackets for in the Eastern, the East Division, you have Pittsburgh versus the Islanders, the 1-4 game. And you have the Capitals and the Bruins as a 2-3 game in that division. The North Division, which is the Canadian division, is Toronto and Montreal. Boy, I don't know. Those two teams I know don't like each other. They've been around since
hell no.
Who are the original six?
Original six teams, both of them. And the other two are Edmonton and Winnipeg, and I don't think they like each other either.
No.
For as far as that goes, the Central Division, you're going to have Carolina and Nashville, and then Florida and Tampa Bay, which I'm excited about that series because it's about damn time that those two teams play each other in the playoffs. That's just me. I think it's damn time that they play each other in the playoffs. And then the West is the Knights and the Blues and the 1-4, and then the Avalanche and the Wild, who I think are a surprise team this year in the NHL.
Yeah.
2-3. Do you guys want to do predictions on who's going to win those series?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me the series again. Give me the series again.
We'll start in the East. It's Pittsburgh and the Islanders. So that's the one.
Islanders.
Islanders, okay. Lewis, go ahead.
Pens.
I'm going to go with the Islanders only because of their defensive style of hockey that they play. But it wouldn't surprise me if Pittsburgh did win because, again, getting Crosby and Malkin back, we'll see how that all plays itself.
I just hate the Penguins, so I'm taking the Islanders.
The next one is the Caps and the Bruins. That's the 2-3.
Ooh, that's a Bruins in 7. That's going to go the distance.
Caps in 7.
Lewis, I'm going to agree with you. I think it's the Caps. I think the Caps.
I like Marshall. I like the Cap or the Bruins deep depth. Okay. The Bruins have third line depth.
Okay.
Who gave me a speaking job?
The all Canadian division is Toronto against Montreal. So that's the first.
Toronto in 6, but they're going to probably choke. So
he picks the Habs in 6. I'm going to take Toronto in 5. I don't think Montreal wins more than 1 game.
Wow.
Interesting.
So then the next one is Edmonton versus.
It's probably Montreal in 7 because the Habs choke away a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, true.
Or the Leafs.
Only against Boston. Edmonton against Winnipeg is the 2-3.
Winnipeg in 6.
Edmonton.
I think McDavid and Draisaitl go cold in the playoffs. I think that Winnipeg is your Cinderella this year.
Edmonton is sweep.
Yep, I'm gonna agree with Lewis. I think Edmonton sweeps them in the first round.
Pokey pokey. I'm not gonna argue with you.
Then you have Carolina and Nashville, the 1-4.
Carolina in 4.
Carolina's a sweep. Okay.
Yeah, Carolina sweep. Yeah, Carolina.
Nashville in 4.
Nashville in 4. So that means Carolina's not going to win a game. Ooh,
right. The Yahoo
prediction.
That is bold.
I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to take the Preds in 7. I think they win it in 7. Right. Then the 2-3 matchup is Florida against Tampa Bay. That's the 2-3 matchup. So
you never counted the defending champs. So Tampa in 6.
Tampa and who?
Florida.
Tampa and Florida. Tampa in 7.
I would say Tampa in 6. I'm going to go with or 7. It's hard to.
Carolina.
You're getting Stamkos and Kucherov back.
But they could be. I see Tampa in 7. I think they're rusty for the first two games, and they split the first 2.
No, guys, if you even watched the Panthers play,
the Panthers are scary good. They're freaking scary good. They could make a run. They could make a deep run this year. It could be Carolina. It could be Carolina and Florida.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Then the West is the Knights and the Blues. So that's the 1-4 match.
Knights in 4.
The Knights sweep. Okay.
The Blues just don't have anything this year.
I'll give Blues 1 game.
Yeah, I was just gonna say or 5. Yeah,
I'm gonna say the Knights in 5. I'm gonna go with that. I'll give the Blues at least 1 game, but Vegas is just a strong team. Then you have the Avs and the Wild.
The most compelling matchup in all of the playoffs in the first round is Avs Wild. I've watched several games of both teams and watched not only when they've played each other, but when they haven't played each other. Give me the Wild in 6.
Wild in 6.
Avs in 7.
Avs in 7. I'm going to go out on a limb and say the Wild in 7. I think I would love to see the Avalanche because that's my favorite Western Conference team. But Minnesota and Florida are the two Cinderellas. No one expects them to, and wouldn't that be a shock? That is a big Stanley Cup. If somehow Florida and Minnesota play each other in the Stanley Cup, that'll be a Stanley Cup final. Nobody watches.
Would they play in the finals or the conference finals? Are they doing conference?
They can play in the Stanley Cup finals because the Wild is in the West.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Out west.
Yeah, they can play against.
That would be crazy.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I don't know who would watch. Unless you're a fan of those teams or a hockey fan.
I'll watch.
I'll watch.
I'll always find a few fans in that.
So,
yeah,
all right.
Minnesota, the hockey hotbed, man.
Let me ask you guys this question: is this the last time we've seen Jack Eichel in a Buffalo Sabre uniform?
I'm afraid so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think he comes to Detroit. I think Detroit.
I watched Melody's video today. She's not very happy about that.
I think Detroit trades number 4 to Buffalo for Jack Eichel and a bag of pucks.
Eichel's done.
Yeah, he's very disgruntled in Buffalo. Not that I can blame him because Buffalo's a shithole.
I think he's gonna retire.
Eichel retires. Wow.
Retires at what, 25?
Oh, wow. He's only 25? Oh.
Yeah, he's a young guy. He's not old. Yeah, Eichel's not old.
But then you're going to go and give him to Detroit. That's even worse.
He could be the starter.
He could be the man in Detroit.
Did you guys hear about the Rangers
24
being fined $250,000?
Money well spent.
Tom Wilson.
Money well spent.
He's a dirty player.
Tell me
Wilson's a goon. He's a goon.
Why he gets suspended? Why he didn't even get suspended?
He's a goon.
I know.
He's an absolute goon.
Yes.
Yep. I know. I agree with that. I think
he's just a bully.
Yeah.
Brendan Smith just should have. I'm just glad Brendan Smith beat the shit out of his ass. They should have jumped him as a team. Just beat the holy hell out of him.
Exactly. Tom Wilson.
I don't like the clown. Dude's a menace. All he does is hurt people and run around like an asshole. And he's not a tough guy. He doesn't square up with anybody. He'll run away from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know who he reminds me of? Buddy, he reminds me of Todd Bertuzzi when he slammed Steve Moore into the ice.
No, he's more like Sean Avery. Another clown. Just another clown who does nothing but make the NHL look bad.
Yes.
Okay.
The Todd Bertuzzi incident was an isolated incident. Happened one time. It was horrendous. He should have been suspended for life. He should have never been allowed back in the NHL. And I wholeheartedly believe that, even though we came and played in Detroit and had a fairly successful career in Detroit. I fully, with all of my heart, believe Todd Bertuzzi should have been suspended for life and probably should have faced serious criminal charges because that was absolutely heinous and unacceptable. Tom Wilson is just a goon. He's a goon. Absolutely. He's like Sean Avery. He's just a clown. All he does is and he's not even good at it either.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, I've seen guys get suspended for a lot less than what.
Yep.
So there you go.
Two-handed him right across the shoulders.
I agree with you. I think the Rangers should have just, instead of having a line fight, I think they should just jumped in. All 5 of them should have just gone over and
beat the out of him.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Wilson is a dirty player.
He is. He's the dirtiest player in the league right now.
Yeah, he's almost as bad as what Ty Domi used to be. Oh, that guy was.
Yeah, but the thing about Ty Domi would square anybody up.
Yeah,
he fought Probert 3 freaking times at least.
Yeah,
I mean, Ty Domi may have been a pest and a goon, but he's more like early Scott Stevens.
Yeah.
When Scott Stevens was young, Scott Stevens was just a menace.
That's true.
I'm a huge Ty Domi fan, even though he played in Toronto. I'm a huge Ty Domi. Ty Domi, the meanest little man on skates. But Ty Domi would square anybody up. He'd throw with anybody. He'd go with anybody anytime. Tom Wilson will not square up. If you want to if you want to go with Tom Wilson, you got to make him go. You got to throw down and grab him and just start throwing haymakers because he won't go. He'll talk and he'll talk and he'll talk and he'll talk, and then when you drop your stick, he'll skate away.
Yeah,
he's a goon.
Maybe you should find a career in WWE afterwards.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe that's where he belongs. I mean, I will say that I'm excited about the playoffs. I like all the series.
Hell yeah, I love playoff hockey. Nothing better in the world.
Saturday.
So
I'll be there.
Who's up? Okay, let me see. Who are the matchups up on Saturday? Who's playing?
The Islanders will play.
I don't know. I can look.
I know Florida and Tampa Bay play Sunday, so I know they're not playing Saturday. But
who else? Saturday night.
Who? So is it 3 games per day? Is that what they're going to do?
2 to 3 games per day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Pens play NBC on NBC Saturday night.
Let's see. They have. Let's see. Saturday is the 15th. So they have. Well, no, that can't be right because they have Vancouver Edmonton playing.
Still finishing up your season.
Yeah, game one between Boston and Washington are on Saturday at 7:15.
Yeah.
On Sunday, you have the Islanders and the Penguins at noon. Mm-hmm. Tampa Bay, Florida at 7:30, and the Flames are there. The Canucks are finishing up their seasons. That's not
Bruins Caps on NBC. Let's see.
Yeah, Saturday
night,
15. Yeah. Then you have the Islanders, Pittsburgh, Tampa Bay, Florida on Sunday. And then Monday is Boston and Washington, and then you have Nashville and Carolina. Game 1 for them. So
we'll start Tuesday.
The Bruins and the Capitals will have 2 games done before the Hurricanes and Predators even start. There'll be 2 games in. So, and it does say Avalanche can win President's Trophy in the Western Conference, which good luck with that because everyone that's won the trophy has ended up screwing up in the playoffs.
Yes. Ousted in the first round.
Kucherov and Stamkos are expected for Game 1 on Sunday. Carlson will play for the Capitals in Game 1. Patrick Marleau wants to play another season. He's not done yet.
Hey, if they make the money while it's there to be made.
The Seattle Kraken acquired their first player from the QMJHL.
I saw that.
Yep. Luke Hemmen, I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. He's a 21-year-old rookie from the Quebec Junior Hockey League. So he's the first ever player to be signed to the Seattle Kraken to a 3-year contract. So the Kraken have the first player under contract. So
it's not you, it's not me, so it doesn't matter.
The entry draft is coming up when? Because
in June?
Expansion draft. Say entry draft, expansion draft. I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Soon.
So you guys will have to. Not that we have to cover that like the NFL draft. The NHL draft is forever. It takes a long time to cover because they take their time between picks.
They take their sweet ass time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We'll review it after the following week.
Definitely.
We can review it.
You think the NFL draft was long? NHL is twice as long.
I was gonna say they take forever to make picks.
Yeah.
Before we get off the NHL real quick, I have a rant.
Okay. Oh.
It is an unholy rant because I have no beer left.
Oh.
Jeff Blashill.
Get him a beer.
Needs to be fired.
Okay.
Sorry?
Straight up. Jeff Blashill needs to be fired straight up. It's been 6 years.
The Wings
since
coach?
Wings coach.
Or their GM. Well, no, their GM,
Steve Yzerman is the GM. It's been 6 years since we made the playoffs. I can understand 2 years if we hadn't made the playoffs in 2 years. And we were working, okay, we're going to rebuild, give it a year or two. We'll see where we're at. It's been 6 full seasons. He's been there. We made the playoffs in 2015 under his leadership. Since then, we have been finished no better than 7th or 8th in the conference or in the division, both. No better than 8th in the division or 7th in the division, alternating years off. Jeff Bledsoe has not made any one of his players better overall. We haven't had a 30-goal scorer since 2011 or 2013 with Franzen, the Mule. It's our last 30-goal scorer. We are consistently in the bottom 10 in goals for, goals against, power play goals, power play opportunities, penalty kills, penalty kill percentage. Jeff Bledsoe is part of the problem. I don't care whether he's had players or not. His job as the head coach is to come in, take the players he's been given, take them out on the ice, and win damn games. That is your job. And if you can't do the job, it's time to go.
I think there's probably a lot of Red Wings fans out there that probably would agree with you. That would agree with that.
He's got one more year. If they're not a competitive team, I'm not talking about Stanley Cups. I want to be a playoff contender by the midway through next season. I want to be 500 at Thanksgiving. I want to be a buyer at the trade deadline. I want to be building for the future. I don't want to be in the basement. It's been 6 years. We went from having 25 consecutive years of playoff bursts to 5 consecutive years of missing the playoffs. I understand that it takes a certain amount of time to find and develop players. But the fact that we've had 4 consecutive top 10 drafts and not a single one of those guys that we've drafted has become a perennial all-star or a superstar or a face of the franchise outside of maybe Dylan Larkin, who has not had a 30-goal season in his entire career, which he's spent his entire career under Jeff Bledsoe, that is a problem.
Yeah.
When we have inconsistent play, where one day we beat the Lightning 4-2, the next day we lose to the Hawks 7-1, that is coaching. It's not just Jeff Bledsoe. It's Dan Bylsma. It's the goalie coach. The fact that Thomas Greiss had a sub 3 goals against average. He was 2.7 last season, or this past season, as it were. And they could not win more than 8 games with him. Is absolutely unacceptable.
Mm-hmm.
That's coaching. That's the inability. I cannot rack my brain to understand how we can blow so many 2 and 3 goal leads under Jeff Bledsoe. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
I've seen my time.
No,
the
Red Wings are a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
It's an unacceptable dumpster fire. And I understand that you need a star or two. But who's the stars on Carolina? Who's the stars in Minnesota? Who's the stars in Colorado? Who's the stars in St. Louis? Who's the star in Nashville? Outside of Tampa Bay, who's got Kucherov and Stamkos, and give me the goalie's name. Vasilevsky, because I keep wanting to call him Vesatoskala, but that's wrong. That's really wrong.
I like
and McDavid and Draisaitl in Edmonton, and Marner and Matthews in Toronto, and Pasternak and Marchand in Boston. How many those other teams? Carolina, Edmonton, Carolina, Panthers, Islanders, Wild, Avalanche, Knights. That's a half a dozen teams. If I did the math right. I got too many fingers here. I might have to take my socks off to figure it all out. And nobody needs to smell that. Thank God we don't have smell-o-vision. Who are the stars? I mean, Pittsburgh's got Malkin and Crosby, right? But outside of Pittsburgh and Boston and Tampa and Edmonton and Toronto, that's 5. You don't have superstars. You don't have top 2 guys. No. You can't tell me that you can't, that I think that coaching is a huge part of hockey. It's an overlooked part of hockey. You think about coaching in like NFL, and game plan and getting players, figuring out what to do with them and how to make them succeed. When it comes to hockey, a coach is just as important, if not more so, because a coach it's got to, figure out. The changes are so fast in the NHL, matching and mixing and rolling lines, and I know that he hasn't. Well, when he had the Stars, he finished third in the division. A team in 2014 that was a 90-plus point winner or point getter and made the playoffs and made the playoffs handily goes to 89 points in 2015 and then hasn't gotten more than 84 points, I think it was, in the last 5 years. And consistently at the bottom. I mean, everybody but Detroit made the playoffs last year. Hell, the Rangers made the playoffs and got the first overall pick.
Yeah, that's what's wrong with
what they do.
They need to have a draft. They need to have a draft like the NFL has.
Yeah, I hate the lottery. I hate the draft lottery.
Yeah, I'm not big on the lottery myself. And it doesn't guarantee you a success because despite the fact that getting the top of the draft pick, do we make the playoffs? No.
And how many times do you get a top 4? And we've had 3 consecutive top 5 draft picks and a top 10 draft pick in the last 4 years, and yet we still aren't any better. Yeah. Oh, well, it takes time. It takes time. Why does it take time?
How much time?
If you're not drafting players that can start and play today, what are you even doing?
Right.
You get a top 5 draft pick. I don't want to wait for him for 2 years. Yeah. He's sit in the minors for 2 years and not learn how to play NHL hockey.
Right.
To quote Eminem, the AHL may be the best thing, but it's not quite the NHL. Or paraphrases.
Right.
Well, guys, we can move to and go over the NFL draft grades from each team, and then we can go through the regular season schedule to end the show. Now, this is Sports Illustrated's draft grades. They gave the Arizona Cardinals a C.
Mm-hmm.
C. They gave the Atlanta Falcons a B. They gave the Baltimore Ravens a B+. They gave the Buffalo Bills a B. Carolina Panthers.
I like with the Buffalo.
C.
That's a little harsh.
The Chicago Bears an A-.
I would have given them a B, but
what?
The Bengals. They gave the Bengals a C+. Ooh,
I'd have given them a B. I'm a huge fan of. I love Jamar Chase. So
the Browns. They gave the Browns an A. They gave the Dallas Cowboys a B.
Okay.
They gave the Denver Broncos a B+.
Yeah.
All right.
They gave the Detroit Lions a B-.
I would have given them a B. They played it safe, but I like what they did. Penny Swell, I believe that was the lineman's name.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for everything that they had, for what that was left available, I really like what they did.
They gave the Packers an A-. They gave the Houston Texans a B-, which I'm really surprised because they didn't have a pick until the 3rd round and they picked a quarterback. So I don't know about that.
Who did they take?
The 3rd round pick that they took Davis Mills out of Stanford.
Oof.
Then they also drafted Nico Collins, wide receiver out of Michigan. And then round 5, they had 2 picks. They picked Brevlin Jordan, the tenant of Miami, down here, Miami of Florida. And they took linebacker Garrett Waldo out of TCU. And their last pick was Roy Lopez in round 6, a defensive tackle out of Arizona. That's it. They only had 5 picks in the draft. They gave the Indianapolis Colts a B.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
They gave the Jaguars a C+.
I would have given them an A.
The Kansas City. Yeah, I agree with that.
I just think Trevor Lawrence is a home run.
Yeah.
They gave the Chiefs a C+. Excuse me. They gave the Raiders a C.
Yeah.
The Los Angeles Chargers an A minus.
Yeah.
The LA Rams a B.
Yeah.
The Dolphins, they gave them a A minus.
I would give them an A plus.
The Minnesota Vikings got a B plus.
Yeah, I agree with that. Or an A minus somewhere in there. Yeah.
The New England Patriots got a B.
Yeah. B plus. Yeah.
The Saints got a C. Oh,
That's what
Ian Book went to. Okay.
Yeah, in the 4th round.
That's
Or
where
5th round.
Okay.
Told you.
The Giants got a B plus.
Okay.
The Jets got a B plus.
I would have given them an A.
The Eagles got a B minus.
Okay.
And the
I give them a B.
Steelers got a C plus.
Yeah.
And San Francisco got an A minus.
Okay.
Seattle Seahawks got a B minus.
Yeah.
The Bucks got a B minus. Tennessee got a B plus, and Washington got a B plus. Again, those are Sports Illustrated rankings.
Okay.
So
I don't hate it. I just
that's Sports Illustrated rankings.
I disagree a little bit, but I'm not like I don't think they got anything too incredibly wrong.
Yeah.
What were the Cowboys? You mentioned them.
They gave the Cowboys a B minus, I think it was.
B-minus. Yeah, they gave Dallas.
B minus. All right.
Which it's funny that Dallas opens up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Thursday Night Football. So
yeah.
Interesting how that ends up being that way. Is there anybody? I got all of the teams' schedules up here. Is there anybody that you want to go through in particular to see what? Let's go through the. We'll go through the Pats and the Jets because we're fans of both teams on here. So we'll start with the Jets. Now the Jets start week 1 at Carolina.
That's going to be a close ball game. That can go either way.
Yep. Week 2, they're at home against the Patriots.
That's a loss.
Week 3, they're at the Broncos in Denver.
That can be a win.
Yeah, it's a win.
Week 4, they're at home against Tennessee.
They can win that game. That's a toss-up.
Week 5, they're at Atlanta. I think they can win
That's a win.
They have a bye week in week 6.
They'll probably lose that one.
Yeah.
They're at the Patriots in week 7.
Yeah.
It's probably a win.
So they get the Patriots within a matter of 5 weeks from each other. Wow, that's close.
I think they'll split with New England.
Yeah, but they'll split. But I think they'll win it here and they'll lose in New England.
I was going to go the other way around.
Week 8, they're home on week 8 is Halloween Day.
Okay.
They're at home against the Bengals.
That's a win.
Easy.
Week 9, they're on the road against Indianapolis.
That's a loss.
Yeah.
Week 10, they're at home against Buffalo.
That's a loss.
Yeah.
Week 11, they're at home against Miami.
Win.
That's a winnable ball game.
Week 12, they're at Houston.
That's a win.
It's a win.
They're home against the Eagles in week 13.
That's a loss.
Yeah.
Tough one, but that's a loss.
Week 14, they're at home against the Saints.
That's a loss.
Yeah.
Week 15, they're at Miami.
That's a win. I think they'll split with Miami.
Yeah, week 16, they're home against the Jaguars.
That's a win.
Week 17, they're home against the Buccaneers.
That's a loss.
And then they end the season on the road at Buffalo.
Another loss.
Okay. All right, so there's that schedule. And we'll go through the Patriots real quick. Is there anybody else you guys want to go through? You want to go through Tampa? Is there anybody else you guys want to go through?
We could do Tampa. We could save that until next week and just do the Patriots and then just do everybody next week at like the last half hour.
Okay. The Patriots start at home against Miami.
Win.
They're at the Jets in week 2, as we discussed that.
That's a loss. No, that's a win. Sorry. Yeah.
Week 3, they're at home against the Saints.
That's a win.
It's a win.
Here's the game that I have circled on my calendar. Home against the Buccaneers.
That's a loss. Brady's got a chip on his shoulder a mile wide. He's going to go out there and stomp.
Week 5, they're at Houston.
That's a win.
Week 6, they're home against Dallas.
Loss.
I'm gonna go win.
Week 7, they're at home against the Jets.
Loss.
Week 8, they're at the Chargers.
Win.
Week 9, they're at Carolina.
Win.
Week 10, they're at home against the Browns.
Loss.
Win.
Week 11, they're at Atlanta.
Win.
A win.
Week 12, they're at home against Tennessee.
Loss.
Loss.
Week 13, they're at Buffalo.
Loss.
Yeah, loss.
They have the bye week in Week 14. Coming out of the bye week, they play at Indianapolis. Let's get to the football game.
Win.
Then they play at home against the Bills on Week 16.
Win.
Week 17, they're playing at home against Jacksonville.
Win.
And then they end the season on the road in Drury, Miami, which they don't ever play very well at the end of the season.
Where they will win against Miami at Miami.
Yeah. Do you guys
it'll be a nice day in Miami, and they'll find a way to win.
Yeah.
For the first time in like 10 years.
You guys want to hold off till next week to go through?
Yeah, I think we'll do the rest of them next week. Okay. I'm good with that.
Any final thoughts before we get off here? I'll leave the floor to you guys.
Ugh. You can go ahead and go first, Lou.
Well, I'm just going to say that my Knicks are in the playoffs. The Yankees are looking good, so it's looking very positive in the New York area. So I'm glad about that. And we got a good game here against the Spurs right now, which I think they can win if they can hold it, or can they? Well, either way, I'm happy. So at least we're gonna make the playoffs.
Now, you got that going for you.
Thanks.
There may or may not be a show Saturday. I don't know. I'll decide that. It depends on what I have going on Saturday morning, whether I'm here or not. There might be a show. It all depends on. I have packages that I'm expecting to be here, and I have to be here for those packages so that they don't just disappear on me. So there may or may not be a show.
And don't forget about my show on Saturday, Enhanced Sports Show. The number to call is 512-543-4662. Once again, 512-543-4662. We're going to cover the NFL schedule. First round of the hockey playoffs. We'll take a look at where we stand at the NBA playing game. We'll cover the Preakness. Ooh, boy, that's going to be a WNBA preview. The snafu with the A's trying to get out of Dodge, or Oakland, as the case may be. So if you got time between 5 and 7 on Saturday, tune in. It won't cost you a cent, extending your self-respect, pride, dignity, and nerve. But then again, you don't really need that stuff anyway. On that note, good night.
All right, guys. Thanks again. This, again, guys, has been the Walker Report, part of In the Zone Sports Talk Radio. Guys, I will be on the Sunshine State Sports Chapter tomorrow evening. So come in. That's an all Florida sports podcast if you're interested. If you guys want to get any In the Zone gear, head over to squadlocker.com. Type in the Zone Sports Talk Radio to claim your gear. Also, guys, the show is sponsored by creatingzenspaces.com, the local choice in St. Petersburg, Florida. For house cleaning, organization, decluttering, and pet sitting, it's about finding peace within you, adding comfort to your life. And remember, guys, Zen Spaces begins with you. Be kind to yourself and one another. And, guys, if you missed any part of the show and want to see its entirety, the YouTube channel, The Sports Nerd Bradley Walker, will have the show in its entirety, and it will also have my Friday night show as well. As we always do, guys, before we jump off the air, I want to thank the first responders, doctors, and nurses who have been the true heroes since last year when the pandemic started. Thank you guys for doing what you do. Also to the men and women of our armed services, both active, retired, and the ones who have left us. Thank you for your sacrifice. We would not be able to do what we do, no matter what day of the week it will be, without what you guys do. And, of course, to our police officers, firefighters, and paramedics, thank you for doing what you do as well. Guys, thank you again to my two awesome co-hosts. Thank you guys for making Thursday awesome. I will see you guys next week back here on Thursday night. I'll probably see both of you tomorrow night as well, if you guys can accommodate. I will be in there.
Tomorrow night I probably won't be here. I got things going on tomorrow night.
I know.
You're on 9:20.
Yep, I know Lewis will be there, so I'll see Lewis tomorrow. You guys take it easy. Have a very good evening, guys. We love you guys. Thank you for everyone that tuned in.
Mm-hmm.
Peace out, guys.
So long.
Until next time.